Okay. Thank you, Atul, for your response. If anyone else have any doubt, you can post your doubts in the chat window. Meantime, I'm interacting in the class, and I hope my voice is audible. If there is any issue with the voice, please let me know. Okay. Whatever we have covered in the point, was it okay? You are able to understand what I was thinking. Any change required? This is the first little bit back to that. Last week I was not here. My bad. Uh, so voice is. Yeah, I'm interacting with the class. When I'll be delivering something, I'll make sure that I'll come to mind. Okay. So last week I was not in the campus for the presentation. So I hope the Mahajan sir and Professor will do the same, right? So any specific point that you want me to revise completely? Or shall I just give basic review? Huh? Basic. Q. Okay, basic, quick basic. Functions and pointers. Okay. Confusion in the coding. In the coding part. Okay. So what about the pointers and functions? Anyone else? Basic means what? Functions and pointers. That's not about second and third. It's about the first unit, I must say. And about the from your side. Okay. Sir, please upload remaining two lectures. I'll upload definitely. Sure. I will upload it. I'll upload. So shall I revise theory part? Somebody asked me to revise one particular part from theory. Q or something. So you want in terms of linked list, Q should be revised or simple Q you want to make? Simple Q I should revise? Okay. So guys, let me share the screen for. I hope the screen is visible. Yes? Is the screen visible? Yeah, okay. If you have doubt, please feel free to ask. So let's see. Let's discuss the queue in terms of data structure, not in terms of how we are going to implement it. So I can implement queue using linked list, okay, or pointers and the structures, or I can implement queue using the array. Okay, so let's discuss queue as a queue, not as one of the data type. Okay, simply a queue. So let's understand what is a queue. Okay. Queue. So any line in your area, like you are coming for admission in the institute, you have to stand in a line, and so that line will be served from the front, and the new person who wants to get the service shall NQ. I'm using a word called as NQ, or should make himself comfortable at the here end of it, or at the end of it. So let's say that there are some positions. Position number one, position number two, three, four, and let's see the real queue. Real life queue is unlimited. We can ask as many people as we want to come and get a request for a service. Okay. So let's say that there is no real end. Okay. So initially when there is no person or no one is requesting the queue, uh, requesting a service, the person is sitting at it. So how a real life person knows that okay, at my desk there is no one standing, so I can assume that the queue is empty. But how you will tell the computer that the queue is empty? So we will be maintaining two addresses or two indexes. One index is called as front. The second index is called as rear, right? And this both indexes will keep the value which will indicate who is at the first place, who is at the last place. As right now there is no one in the queue, we'll assume a value which will say that okay, now the queue is empty. So if the queue is empty, what should be the value of these both indexes in terms of programming law we are thinking? For a real life person, he just look at the desk and know that okay, nobody is standing in front of me, so the queue is empty. But how we are going to tell it to the computer? So we all agree on one common value, say that -1. So if the indexes are pointing to -1, we mean that the queue is sure. So my queue is empty. Nobody is there for the queue is empty. Now, as soon as a new person enters into the queue, respondent or the person who is providing the service, he knows that okay, there is now one person in the queue, right? So there is one person. So who is the first person? The one who is standing at the desk. Who is the last? The same person. So as soon as we enter one value in the queue, let's say we have entered one value in the queue, this circle represents that there is an entity who needs the service. So let's say that these are the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. These are the index values or token values. Token. जो पहिल्या एंटर त्याला आपण 0 नंबरचा टोकन द्यायचा जो दुसरा एंटर त्याला 1 नंबरचा जो we will increase the token 1 by 1 value. So initial token will start at 0. So person entered in the system in the queue, we have given him token number 0. So we now know that the person who is having the token number 0 is the first person in my queue, right? But as there is no other person has entered in the system, the first person himself is a last person. So as a queue monitor or in charge of serving that particular counter, I will know that my front and the rear, both indexes are pointing to value 0. So we will update both values by 1. Because right now both are pointing to -1. So here the takeaway is, if front and rear is pointing to -1, both are pointing to -1. It means that Q is empty. There is other scenario also when the both pointers will come and point to the same value. We'll see that what is that scenario. Now let's say before serving the person who is holding token number 1, before serving him, a new person enters the system. A new person enters the system. So now there is token, one more token active, right? So we have assigned token number 0 and token number 1. So who should be my front and who should be my rear? Front is as it is, rear should be 1. Okay. So rear will get increased to 0.2 value 1. Whereas my front index is still pointing to sure. Get out. Now let's say that one more person, let's add one more person. This is the token number. Okay. Now before adding anyone else, let's say that the person at the counter returns to his desk or her desk, starts providing a service. And he is very quick. So what he will do is he will serve whose index first? The one who is in the front. Who is in the front? 0. So he will serve this index. So in reality, what happens is the person who gets the service walks out of a queue. But that's not going to happen in computer. In computer, what will happen? The index has to go to the next position. Index has to go to the next position. That's how we have to manage in the computer world. In reality, the person who gets the service will walk out of the queue. That's not what it's not going to happen like the 0, 1 will go out of the queue and the next person or the next number will come automatically to the first line. That's not going to happen. So we increment the index by 1. So 0 plus 1, index become. Now my front is pointing to the first and rear is pointing to the second. Sure, let's service one more token. Now front will again point to next index. Now both indexes are pointing to 2. Both indexes are pointing to 2. Are we at the same position? When the queue started, both indexes are pointing to -1. And now again we have come to the situation when both indexes are pointing to same value. So what is the difference in the first situation and the second situation? First it was empty, and now not full. We have still one more. It's infinite. Right. So what? How I can describe this situation? When both indexes are at same place, and if they are not -1 means empty. If they are not pointing -1, but their value is same, what it can be? What you can do? How many elements are there? How many elements are in the queue? Only one element. Only one element. So if both indexes are pointing to same value, front and rear is pointing to same value, and that value is not -1, it means that there is only one element. Sure. Now let's say that we served that element also, which is the element 3. So let's say with that we served 3 also. So it means that the front has to increase. So but there is no element to increase because both were pointing to same index. So when both front and rear points to the same index, and if we remove an element from the queue, then front and rear both should start back pointing to -1. Are you with me? Sure. If they are not -1, and if their value is same, and if you dequeue something from the queue, then front and rear must come back to the -1. Okay. Any doubt in this? Okay, thank you. Is there any undo button? Yes. Okay. So we haven't removed last element. The one moved. Yeah. Yeah, this is the correct equation. Now let's say we NQ one more element. So if we NQ one more element, now the rear will increase to the 3. Rear will increase to the 33. Now let's say that this is the computer array. Now I am coming back to the equation in the computer array. Now I am saying this is the computer array. Earlier I was not saying this is the computer array. This is the computer array. And now we have discussed it a lot, like arrays get memory on which space. Stack and head. There are two locations. Stack. So array gets a memory on stack, and we also discussed that we cannot increase the memory allocated on stack. It's fixed. You can tell how much memory you need at the start of the program, beginning of the program. Once it has been given, you can't reserve more memory. So I'll not be able to get more memory for this array. The maximum memory I can get for this array is 4. So can I include one more element? No, because there is no space. So this is a limitation of a queue or a limitation of a computer? Limitation of our program. Yes. So it's a limitation of who? It's a limitation of our program. The program that we are writing with the help of array. Why this limitation is there that we can't include the next number? Because we are using array. If I use linked list, I'll be able to add. I'll be able to add or not? Yes. This limitation is because I am using array. Sure. So now, if let's say this is the last index, and you want to add one more value, you have to print the message. Q is full. Q is full. How you concluded that Q is full? Here is equal to size minus 1. So if your rear index is equal to size of the queue minus 1. What is the size of the queue? 4. 4 minus 1, 3. So my rear index is pointing to 3 means the queue is for another condition. If rear index is pointing to size of the array minus 1, that you will print a message Q is full, and you will not be able to insert any more number. Sure. So if we try to enter a new number, we have to print a message called as Q is full because index has reached the maximum limit. Okay. Sure. Any doubt in this? Now we can't increase the rear. Rear is already at the maximum value. Sure. So if let's say that this is the maximum value that we can put in the rear. Now I have only two options available. One is delete everything. Okay. So not one, two options. So two options in the sense 2 times remove. Okay. So when I remove 3, my index will come here. Front and here will point to same index. Okay, I should do it step by step. So if when I remove 3, my front will start pointing to the last index. And now we know that if both indexes are pointing to same value, and if we remove, what should be the new value for front and rear? Minus 1, minus 1. So now if I remove element from the queue, this front and rear will again start pointing back to minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, what? 2 is empty. So now everything is removed from the queue. Now queue becomes empty again. And now you can start with the queue. You can again start with the queue. Sure? There is one limitation with the array. What is that limitation? Let's say we have value 1, or we had one value 2, say 3, and then we have removed it. And now actually, let's say the rear is pointing to rear's value. I'll use only one column or only one checkbox to keep the track of what is the front and rear. So let's say that front and rear initially was -1. To represent this situation, this zeroth token is processed. So my front will point to the index 1. This is the token, na? Index. So it will point to 1. And what is my rear? 3. Now, if we carefully look at that, I do have a space available. There is a space, 0 the index. Token 0 is available now, but we can't use it because front can only advance and rear can also only advance. They can't come back. They can't come back. So we can't use this location. That's a disadvantage. That's a disadvantage. Are you with me? So we call it as a simple queue. We call it as a simple queue. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? We also call it as a linear simple queue because linear means you go one by one. Are we sure? Any doubt this in this guys? Or shall I move with the circular queue? Online people, anyone have a doubt? ऐकता है ना? Okay, good. Sure. So let's learn the circular queue. Okay. Keep this window. Use one. Again, we have array. Okay. Now I have index called as front and a rear. -1, -1. Initially, there is no element in the queue. There is no element in the queue. Both are pointing to -1. Let's say we entered value 11. Let's say we are going to call a function called as NQ11. NQ is a function which inserts a number and DQ is a function which removes the number. So NQ should be NQing a number at rear or front. Rear. But as both indexes are pointing to -1, that means if this equation, this is a special equation by NQing. This is a special situation in which we will implement both I1. Okay. So these are the indexing. So I give one formula. In traditional approach, we will write yes with all our jargon. If front and rear both are pointing to -1, then F plus R both plus. If front and rear are equal to are same and they are not pointing to -1, then they should point to -1. करते क्या मतलब? If front and rear are same and they are not pointing to -1, that means how many elements are there? Only one element. So if we process that element, they should point to -1. Okay, great. Now what we will do is NQ should increment who? Here. Now this is a special situation means both front and rear should update. Front and rear should update. Okay. So when there is nothing in the queue, by default we will use first index. We need a first index. Zero. Now front and rear will update itself. To point to index 0. Now if I have to NQ, now after this, if I have to NQ, I should only increment here. Correct? So let's say I call NQ 12. We have to NQ 12 there at index 1. So if I do R plus plus, it will increase from 0 to 1. It will increase from 0 to 1. But instead of that, I do like this. Real is equal to real plus 1 mod mod size of whom? Size of array. So let's see what is real. Well, this is the new value of the real. So this will be my new real. So new value of the real will be equal to what is the present value of real? 2. So plus 1 and modulus operator we want with the size. What is the size? 4. Right. So ultimately it means 1 mod 4, which will be equal to 1. Can you see here I advanced it by 1? Yes, no. Well, we repeat this process while enqueuing as well as while dequeuing. Enqueuing और dequeue का अपन ये process repeat करेंगे. So let's say I have enqueued 13 and 14. Now my front is pointing to 0. Let's say rear is pointing to 3. The status. Okay. Now let's remove one element. So again, front is equal to front plus 1 mod size of array. Okay. So if I take size of array, it will be 1 mod 4 1. So I've observed which element? First element. No? So I'll go from 0 to 1. So my new value of front will be what? Correct? So I'll stop here. So now it means that in the 0th index right now there is no element because my front have advances to which index? First index. Sure? So my front is here and rear is here. Do we have a space in that? Where it is? Regular formula, rear plus 1. So what is the value of rear? 3. 3 plus 1. Can't come back to 0. Can't come back to 0. What is the new style? Rear plus 1 mod size. Size of, of course. So let's put the formula 3 plus 1 whole 4 mod 4. 4 mod 4, 0. It will come where? It will come where? Yes, 0 plus. So now you enter a new number 15. Anyone have a doubt? Online people? Anyone have a doubt how you got this? Great. Okay. So now you can circulate. Now, got a formula? Yes? You can circulate. Now, how you will conclude the Q is full in this case? The circular Q. How you will conclude that in Q is full? Okay. Anyone else? No, if they are same, that means it will be one element. That condition will not change. Real is less than 1 from front. This means Q is full. If real is 1 less than the front, then Q is full. Sure. I will be. And other there is also one part. One more part. Which is that? Yes. Repeat. Repeat. Repeat the algorithm. And here repeat one. Okay. Anyone else? I'm going to have a question. One. 1 for psi is equal to front. Let's say my front was here and R was here. So R plus 1 for psi is equal to front. That will come to the front. If that's the case, you will say that to the full. Last bit equal. So if the your rear is more less than the front, good. Good. And that's the last condition. The front is at the first leg and the rear is at the last leg. That is the formula. Okay. I can also prefer that if 0 and let's say 2 is helps. If front is less than, sorry, rear is less than front, 2 is, if these those two conditions are not met, that means there is two conditions. One is front is 0, rear is 5 minus 1 of 2, 5 last number, then the q is 2 helps. Rear is not less than 1 of front. If these two conditions are not there is a space in the queue. Sure? And other conditions are same. Like if both are pointing to minus, sorry, both are pointing to same index, that means there is only one index. Are you with me? Your formula is not wrong. Okay. Anything else? How circular queue made up. Okay. So this is the array-based approach. Okay, there is something coming on. Yeah, same thing, same thing. Yes, we discussed it in the class. Sakshi, right? Okay. Anything else? Anything else online people? Or I will move on with the queue using the linked list. Queue using the linked list. Shall we proceed? Okay, thank you. So good part about this, I can come back to the first place. This is the linear queue, simple linear queue, and this is the circular queue. Difference in the formula. Okay, and now linked list is the most simple part. Okay, so I have seen. Let's discuss it very frank with a very frankness. People are afraid of pointers, but they are very simple. Basic. It's easy to use pointers. If you just do not feel fearful of pointer, you'll be able to take control of it. Okay. Linked list is a very basic structure using which we have to implement a lot of other structures. Like including graph, we needed in hashing, we needed in trees, mostly we need it. Okay. So don't be afraid of it. So I hope that at least you have understood how we create a structure. One to store a value, and we have preferred integer value, that vector, and want to store the address, right? Yes. So, uh, so what is the, let's say, I guess the code blocks must have been installed. Let me cross verify. Okay. So now we know that. See guys, struct node int number that we want to keep, and then we want to point to the next node, right? We call it as next. Good. What will have this will have an effect like creating this structure. What it will say is it will create a sort of this kind of a memory block, wherein we will be able to keep the number. Let's say I want to keep number one. I want to keep number one, and the next location will be used to point to the next location. Right now there is nothing, so I'll be pointing to none. Okay, this was the first number. So when prime and here, let's say I'm implementing circular queue using the linked list. When there is no node, when there is no node, instead of pointing to -1, both will point to what? Both will point to the. You can do that. If the address is pointing to the. Are you with me? Yes, no. In the array, you were keeping indexes. In the queue, you have to keep addresses. In the array, we were keeping index. So if there is no element, index value was -1. In the case of linked list, if there is no element, the address will be null, not -1. Good. Keep the address as null. Now let's say we are creating one node. Creating one node. So how we create a node? We have learned to use call malloc. Malloc reserves the memory. Huh? We will call malloc. Malloc will say size of struct node. Good. And we will capture the pointer into the struct pointer. Okay. So whatever the address returned by this call, I'll keep it in both because this is the first node. Let's say this will return the node and I'll keep let's say 11 and the next pointer is pointing to null. Okay. But this node itself will be having a value or address. Let's say this address is hexadecimal address. I will say this is 0xa or 0x 0xa is perfect. 0xa is the address. So as this is the first node, when there is only one node in your queue, both front and rear will point to what? Same index, same address. In this case, the value of front and rear will be what? Should be what? Yes. Are you with me? Yes, no. Okay. Now you will create one more node. Again, we will execute this and we will create one more node. So better, let me relocate this. With initially it was pointing to null, OX was address. Now we executed this malloc again and we created one more node. Now this was pointing to null initially. Now we created one more node, right? We created one more node. Let's say I said I've stored 12 in this. When I create a new node, of course, while creating a new node, I will always point the next point to null. While creating a new node, it will always point to null next. Okay. Now there are two nodes who are pointing to null. One is first node is pointed by front and rear, both indexes. Both are pointing to the OX A. Let's say this new address is OX B. OX B. Good. Are you with me? Yes, no. Now, if this is the linked list, if this is the linked list, The first node's next must point to the second node. Yes, no. So let's say this is the front. What I'll do is M is equal to, I'll just take a backup. Similarly, if we lose the start node, we'll lose the node. We have listed it, right? Doubly linked list, we don't have a problem, but we can come back. Can you recall it from the lecture? Yes, no. I'll upload the many lectures, of course. Today, go ahead, revision, no problem. But this is single linked list. If I go forward, shall we discuss that scenario first? Shall we discuss that scenario first? If we lose the start pointer, we won't be able to recover the goal. Shall I discuss that? So we'll hold this. Let's discuss. There are four nodes. This is single linked list. This is my. This is my start. Okay. Who is the next of start? Two. बरोबर ना? यांच्या ऍड्रेस लिहूया आपण. Let's say 000. Okay. So start मध्ये काय असतं? Good. Start is pointing to 000. So to go to the next node, what is my address of next node? 001. So if I write like this, start is equal to starts next. This is the next ना. इथे काय असणार आहे? 001. इथे असणार आहे 010. आणि इथे काहीच नाही. इथे असणार आहे 011. Sure. So this is the starts and it's next. So if I say start is equal to start next, what will be the new value? 00010. No? Sorry, 001. So start will move from this location to this location. आता start कुठे आला? 001. आता इथे परत कसं आहे? Where is that address? How you will come? You have a solution? How you will come? To the first place. So that's what we will take it back. So never touch your start node if you have a singly linked list. In the doubly linked list, what we have is there is one more pointer. Can point to the other node. You are getting it or not? Sure? Okay. I thought you were confused. No. Anyone confused here? Ask me. So that's why we always store start in 10 before forwarding. It's better to keep the track of the first element in the case of single instance. If you lose it, lose it. And it will be horrible if we go from start of, let's say we do it for one more time. If we do it for one more time, then the start will come from this place to the next place. Now the start will be pointing to, start will be 0, 1, 0. Now we'll be losing two nodes. There is no way to recover this two. They're gone forever. Diane? Sure. Shall I come back to the queue with the link left? Okay. So what I'll do is I'll keep temp is equal to front. So I'll copy the address. And I'll say that temps next is equal to, let's say this is the new node. I'll call it as new node. What is the new node? 0xb. So here I am copying 0xb. Sure. So as soon as I copy 0xb, earlier it was pointing to null. It was pointing to null. As soon as I say 0xb, it will start pointing to the next. Sure. Sure. ह्याच्यामध्ये how many times we can execute ML log? As many times as you want. As many times as you want. Good. Yes, sir. So I should make sure that whenever I create a new node, here is always pointing to new node. See, last of the yes, no. Here is always pointing to new node. Sure. Yes. And copy the front in temp. Copy the front in temp. आता किती होते? दोनच add केले ना. So let's say we add one more element. We created one more element. Let's say 0xc. This is the new node. It is pointing to null. So of course my new node means here will point to what? 0xc. My front is pointing to oxa, 0xa. Now I should form a chain. There is no chain between oxb and oxc. I should form a chain. To form a chain, what I'll do is temp is equal to temp is equal to front. Copy the address. Never lose it. Now temp is equal to temps next is equal to new node I said. Instead of that, if there is a linked list, what should I do? I'm going to advance to the next node. I want to advance to the next node. So if there is new node, temp is equal to temps. I will wait. When there are only two elements, I can do that. And otherwise I have to say temp is equal to temps next. Now where I'll come, temps next means 0xb. Here I'll come. Here is my temp now. Now again change. If, so what will be the prerequisite before doing it? Yes, that is of course. Also I'll say here, do it while temps next is not equal to. So it will keep on advancing. As soon as temps next is null in this case. That means you have an address in temp whose next is null. Then temps next is equal to new. Will I enter the new number into India? Are you with me? Yes. So it will form a link between the newly created node and the existing last node. When it is the point, the present nodes next is not going to point to the we have to advance. Okay? So don't be afraid of this. I try to write the program with major confusion you will see the program like here. They are in fact this is the best program. They are going to implement thing. Any doubt in this, online people? Any doubt in this? I should stop. Yes, I know. I Webex बंद केला. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yes. So for online people, I should stop the session. I'll interact with the people in the class, and I'll wind up the session. Okay. So if there is no doubt, you people can leave the meeting. No issues. We will meet tomorrow.